Mr Farage remained doubtful about the effective progress made by both sides during Brexit talks in Brussels. The Leave campaigner dismissed reassurances from Prime Minister Theresa May, claiming negotiations with EU negotiator Michel Barnier are going nowhere. Speaking during his LBC show, Mr Farage said end of last week, the Brussels summit, Mrs May was there. Today she came back to the House of Commons to give a progress report and, this is my view, of just how much further forward she got at that summit. Nothing, absolutely nothing. We're wading in treacle. We've gone absolutely nowhere. And yet she says we don't have any agreement, but it is going to happen. We will see in 24 LBCMR. Farage said Brexit talks with Brussels were going nowhere after the latest EU summit in Brussels. Mr Farage suggested Brussels was delaying Brexit talks to divide the country to see Mrs May's government fall to get a more pro-EU leader in her place. He said they are doing it to try and divide our country. They are doing it to try and bring down the government to get a new Prime Minister who will do effectively what they want him to do. The first thing Mrs May has to do is say enough, this is unreasonable behaviour. It comes as it emerged German Chancellor Angela Merkel is furious following leaks from a Brexit meeting between Mrs May and EU boss Jean-Claude Juncker. A report in German newspaper Frankfurter Allgemeine claimed the Prime Minister begged Mr Juncker for help in securing a good Brexit deal. The leak claimed Mrs May looked anxious and had dark rings under her eyes when she dines with Mr Juncker in Brussels ahead of the summit. He denied the claims, saying Mrs May appeared to be in good shape and was fighting for her country as expected. Mr Juncker's close aide, Martin Selmayr, was blamed for that leak and was accused of briefing the newspaper again. An EU Commission spokesman said some people like to point at us to serve their own political agendas, their own political priorities, or even to undermine our negotiating position. We would appreciate if these people would leave us alone. We have lots of work and no time for gossip.